Hey guys, Dustin Knight here with TechMD. We're going to be doing the Note 5. I just want to apologize in advance about all the multiple parts. I'm going to actually spend a little bit of extra time on this. I can use MEK and or also some glue remover to remove the glass or the glue off the glass to make it faster. If you guys want to, rush the repair, you can, but you always risk it, and it just makes life more difficult. So I always recommend using this one right here. You can get it at Home Depot. It's called Orange Glow. And so when I separate the glass off this Note 5, I'm just going to spray this on and then leave it for a day, and the glue comes off like butter. It's real nice. If you don't have time to do that, for some reason you have to rush it, then use a little bit more harsher chemicals. Watch my S7 video, watch my S5s, S6 videos. I do rush on them, but this has always been tried and true. You can find it, like I said, at Home Depot. I don't know where else you could find it. If it's just orange glowed wood furniture, and there's a certain chemical in here that lets you dissolve the glue. Just makes it really soft. Another commenter recommended putting in alcohol overnight. I've seen alcohol with, maybe it wasn't overnight, but it was like an hour or something like that. And you could put it in alcohol and put it on the heat. Those are all great and stuff like that, but I haven't had much luck with that. So if you do, then great, you can use that method. There's plenty of methods to do this. Anyways, this is a little bit of an intro. You can always skip ahead straight to after I opened up the device if you already know. But yeah, so Note 5, it turns on, it works. It's already on my hot plate, and we're going to get to this repair right now. I just have to adjust the camera. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. As always, you can join TechMD for free. You just come here and work for free as long as you want. Get as much free training as you want, and I'll teach you how to be a businessman. Even with this blue hair, I'll teach you how to, make some money in the business. I'll also teach you how to repair devices. Obviously, you have to stay at the hotel, and you have to be away from your, family or wherever you're at. You just come to Utah, and I'll be glad to train you. Or just watch my YouTube videos if you can learn off that. But you could always do better with experience. So getting the experience needed, 1 to 3 months would be perfect. If you can't sacrifice that long, then you can learn the basics probably in 1 to 2 weeks if you're a smart learner. So, and if you want to join TechMD, it's free to join. After 1 year, it's 5% of your net sales. We are already 26 plus stores strong, and we are gaining momentum here. So we're kind of like the yellow pages for repair shops. So check our website out at tech-md.com. All right, on to the repair. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I got my brand new hot plate because my old one took a shit. And so you can lay down anything if you want. I have a hot plate at 100 degrees Celsius, and I let it sit on there for about 5 minutes. It warms up all the glue, and it makes things come off nice and easy. You can use the eye sesame tool, but mine's really ultra thin, and you can't find it like that. iFlex also helps get in the nook and crannies, but I've seen it tend to actually chip or scratch the actual paint of the Note 5. So then you're going to also need a 00 screwdriver and potentially some tweezers here. So I just got some precision tweezers I found on eBay. Okay, so let's go ahead and crack this open. Let's pop out the pen first. Make sure your phone's turned off before working on it. And then you just get some hot gloves or something like that from Walmart, wherever. It's perfect. The ones that are good for the stove are good for doing this as well, because you're pretty much pulling something off the stove in a way. Okay, so now that we got already under there, just use my iFlex tool to go around the sides. I've used the eye sesame tool, but I've accidentally scratched it up a few times. Let's not dig in too deep and cut any cables. Trying a new method here on the rag. So we'll see how well it works. Oh, you know what? I need to go the other way. Just watching the video here, trying to make sure it looks good. I used to have like little outlines where I knew where the camera was, but that was on the other table, and that table's full of junk. Gotta clean it off. It's almost impossible to not scratch the glass. Okay guys, I had to put an SD card in because I ran out of memory, and I've been downloading way too much music. Anyways, onward back to the repair. You guys didn't miss pretty much anything because the magic of video editing, which, by the way, most of my videos are not video edited. I am very against video editing out mistakes. I think mistakes should be put in the videos so that way people can learn from their mistakes. So I pull off the old adhesive while it's hot, and if you can't get it all off, then just redo it. Or re-put it on the hot plate and pull it off later. I'm assuming there'll be like 4 to 5 parts to this Note 5. It's just going to be time consuming, and you know, this other half after it's done soaking is going to be part or it'll be tomorrow. Promised this guy this phone would be done by tomorrow. I've been busy. Okay, so you clean off the adhesive, that's good, because then you're ready to place new adhesive on, and you can make it nice and speedy. Okay, so we're gonna have to remove all these screws, and there is a lot of them. Usually I have my magnetic bins, but they're all full of screws from other phones I'm working on. I'm getting like 3 to 4 Nexus 6s a day. It's so insane. I actually need to add more people to TWPD so they can help me out with the Nexus 6s. If you think you can do Nexus 6s and glass repairs and whatnot on the Note 5 and other devices, let me know. I do outsource a lot of my work because I can't do it all, but I do like to stay small business. I'm all about it and helping out the community of TWPD people. That's another reason why I haven't made a lot of videos lately. It's just because I've been so busy with other repairs from all the mail-ins. It's insane. And I got a new guy working on my website all the time, so that takes up a lot of my time developing our website to make it even more better. Lots and lots of little tiny annoying screws. So this is not my first time I've worked on the Note 5. I've worked on them quite a few times, but it seems like every time anyone's ever broke one, at least here locally, it's always been the glass and LCD, which is unfortunate for them because it's, I think the part's still like $175. The glass repair for the Note 5 is $140, and if you want to do that repair with us, you can go to our homepage. It should be on our homepage, and watch the video on the homepage. It teaches you how to mail out your phone, and you make your purchase and send it off, and I'll be glad to repair your device for you. Been doing this for 14 years and I still make mistakes. You start with computers and then gaming consoles and cell phones. Pretty much just got myself immersed with all those devices. Let's remove the SIM card here. And after getting myself involved, I made tons of mistakes in the beginning. Some people claim that I'm really rough with the phone, so here you go. I'm working on a rag for all you guys who think I'm so rough with the phone. I'm certainly not like super speedy, especially when I'm working on camera, but like if I'm working on a iPhone, I can do an iPhone 6 in like 5 minutes. Just whip through it quickly because I've done so many of them. Oh, and as of June, whatever it is, the 5th, something like that, June, I don't know. Where did my tweezers go? I had them sitting right here, guys, didn't I? I thought I did. But yeah, as of June 1st here, I am looking for one technician. To come work with me, or I can find more people to train, which I'd love to. I love training new people. That's fun as well. But if you want to be part of the TWPD team, I really need some days off and focus on doing these repairs. Then you can always hit me up in Draper, Utah if you are looking for a job. I pay by piece rate. That means you get paid by per unit. Just give me a call and ask for Dustin. Go to our website to get our phone number for the Draper location. Anyways, I'm putting that back on the hot plate to warm that up, and so that way we can separate the screen. I'm going to get some business cards that really helps get in between the screen and not damage it. You can use other things, but I have seen that this one works out the best. This one is frameless, so I have a theory. If I can get just under there, you could potentially just take a string and slice it, but not sure. Anyways, I'm going to pause the video and let that sit for about 5 minutes. Don't worry about the battery, it's just fine. I've put it at 100 degrees Celsius all the time. It's never affected them. Alright guys. Oh, real quick, I wanted to show you guys, the original glass here. The logo is always going to be covered. You can see Samsung underneath. When you pull off this, there's an extra pull right here. This is pretty much, it's original. It feels really good too. It's really solid. Okay, don't do too much flexing because they are still very breakable, but they're impact resistant. So, and then, the original colors look original versus, the non-original kind of looks fake. And, get you some adhesive. This is really helpful. It's kind of pointless on the Note 5 for this side here because it's bezel-less, I think, as I remember. Anyways, so yeah, just showing you guys, what to purchase. Okay. Oh, and I got some of these too. These are the top and bottoms. That actually might be a Note 4 adhesive because that's why I was saying, like, it doesn't have sides. But yeah, this stuff is really sticky and just really useful. So it's worth every penny to get this stuff. Trying to put tape in between all that is really difficult. And it's just the black tape is really nice. Oh, and to be honest, it's really hard to find original glass because sometimes they say original on eBay, but it's not actually original. Yeah, so just make sure you be careful. If you get it on E-Trade Supply, that's the best one. And in my opinion, they're a little bit pricey, but it's worth it. And we'll have links down below eventually here. So thanks. So the phone will be really hot to the touch. You know that it's ready. kind of like burns your skin. So the cable drops down right there, so I just like to start right where the cable is and then slide my business card right up to the LCD. See how we got under there? Let's do the other side here. The cable starts over here, and we're just going to slide it right under the glass. This one doesn't want to let me in, so try the other side here. There we go. Just right up to the home button. Same with this, right up to LCD. Okay, now that we're under, we're going to go ahead and stick our card under there. Since we don't have the side bezel, it makes our life a lot easier. I would say the Note 5 would be probably one of the easiest ones to remove off the frame. I haven't personally done it yet, but it seems easy. So we just stick our cards in. See our card sliding under there? That means we're above the, oh, I can't think of the name, brass something. There you go. Let's do another business card. Let's move it up a little bit. Oh, not too far. Don't want to damage the cables. So right there is where the cables start. Stick another card in there. You want to go and make sure you go all the way through. That way you have sliced it enough. And sometimes the cards don't survive, so just get another one. Okay. So it's kind of cooled down a little bit, so I'm just put it on the hot plate so we can work on the top for about a minute more. Okay. Just head on there long enough. Coming in on a Sunday and doing this for you guys. I don't believe in days off. Oh, I just seen the LCD jump. That's not good. Just by slicing this, it literally, I watched it do something. Well, I hope I didn't break it. We'll find out here in a second. I just got done claiming this is the easiest one to pull off, so let's see. Okay. So there's your backlight, or not your backlight, but your pen. Mine's sliced a little bit, but I think it'll be fine here. If you break this, it looks like you can't replace it. Just replace the whole screen. Oh, good job, Samsung. Good job. We'll find out if I broke it right now. So the power button is controlled by those two connectors, which are right there. We're just going to touch them. You won't be able to hear it turn on either. It's possible that it's dead. Okay, I just plugged in the charger. I think I just watched it flash. Yep. It was that easy, folks. LCD broke. Wow. These things are terribly thin. They're just as thin as the S7. So onward to trying another one next time. Another one comes in. That really sucks. The only mistake I've seen myself do is literally when I was slicing up here. The LCD jumped a little bit when I got under. And it's right here. So that's really unfortunate that just trying to slice it off with a business card. And yeah, we get that. It's really unfortunate, but it's pretty much the same repair as the Galaxy 5 or the Galaxy 6 here. You just set it on a hot plate and separate it and fuse and bond it. Unfortunately, this time around, the Note 5 LCD didn't survive. Just they're so paper thin, so it just takes one small mistake and that's all it takes. But I'm confident I can get this done. It's just got to be careful. So, oh, and we'll find out about this cable right now here, if it's integrated or not. So it looks like you can replace the backlight foil, or gosh darn it, the Note digitizer pin. The Note 5 pin digitizer. Wow, I can get it right here eventually. This is it right here. Looks almost identical to the old school Note 2. You know, not much difference. Maybe a little bit more precision, I guess. Still sticky, so it'd be easy to replace. Now look how thin that LCD is. Just amazing. Just amazing that one little jerk did that. And it's funny too, I don't even see the broken LCD part of it. Looks all fine inside. Just scratches all over the place in the cracked glass. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry that I couldn't finish the video. If you don't like my fail videos, then don't watch them. I clearly say fail. Okay? Fail. Okay, so the last Note 5 video was a fail, so I went ahead and just jumped right where I failed and went ahead and tried another Note 5. This one was successful, and so we are going to show you that it works, and then we're going to do some glass separation here right now. So just gotta get some of these screws out of the way. That way we can move the phone over. Okay, so this one, I thought I almost broke it as well. Just removing that top corner is very difficult. Trying to get this in camera here. Some tweezers. Yep. Oh. Now it's not coming on. There we go. So, just doing this to demonstrate that I removed this off successfully off another Note 5. And I'm just going to make one solid video as a pass video, but you can see that I made a mistake on this display here and broke it, unfortunately. So I got to replace this display for this other customer here. I can't believe they came back to back, but they did. Anyways, as you can see, it's fully functioning. And so we're going to move the hot plate over here, and we're going to start separating it. Also, I'm going to put it on the hot plate for about 2 minutes to get it nice and warm here. So we're just going to move that away and out of our way. We're going to pause the video for now. So we want to put this plastic sheet on the hot plate here, so that way we have the suction. This is really critical for doing this kind of work, so that way you can have proper suction. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on and then wait a couple minutes for a warm up. Okay, so it's been on there for a few minutes now. We're going to get our hot glove. And I just got that at Walmart. Here it comes in too. I used to wrap my string around whatever it's called, I guess the little tool that they send you. But you can do that and you save a little bit of string, but in the end it's a pain in the rear, especially if the string breaks. So just grab the very end of it and then wrap it around here. Don't ask me how to pronounce this string. Oh man, and it sucks when you drop it, because then you have to redo it all over again. Don't drop your string. Holy moly, dropped it 4 times here. Okay, wrap it around. God, this thing is snagging, that's why. Okay, so there's some adhesive on here. You want to go underneath the adhesive. And we're going to angle it. Never go straight in. Just a back and forth motion here. So I'm going to come back up and around. And make sure I get the angle right on this as well. Have the string pretty tight, but not too tight, or you'll just snap it and you have to do it again. And that's what I was talking about. Tying it to that one thing is a pain in the rear. Okay. Looks like we're successfully sliced here. Removing all the string off there. Okay. Now you can test it again if you like here. So this is where I cut into the polarizer a little bit. So you got to be careful about that. It gets pretty hard when you do though. So it's pretty obvious. This thing always gets in the way when cleaning. It's very annoying. So you can try to adjust it so that way it's not in your way. You can take a tool here and do it, or use your fingers and burn yourself like I'm doing. Man, this camera is annoying sometimes. Good old YouTube. Just be careful where you put the pressure at. Get rid of this top layer of glue and then we'll focus on the bottom layer. And there's multiple methods of soaking this, like I said earlier in the video. I am a little bit out of time on this one, so I'm going to try to rush it as fast as I can here. Just using a sonic toothbrush works really good for cleaning. I'm just going to let it soak for a little bit while it's warming up. We'll let it soak for about an hour. Okay, just still cleaning this thing. Got interrupted by some customers. I try to come in the morning and get these done, but I only like to come in really early sometimes. So this material is just on there really hardcore. Really irritating here. Can actually scrub a lot harder now that we have this flatter. As you can see, this just takes a long time. Hopefully that's loosened up some glue so we can scrub some more here. Golly. Just on there really thick. guys are always asking questions, and I'll try to get to them all the time, but I get really busy, so it's hard to get to all your questions. We got one here with the Galaxy 6 question. It says, oh, what happened to it? That's weird. Uh-oh, hopefully my battery's not dying. Jeez, this is something else. Oh, I'm so excited for the Galaxy 7 Edge. Woo! It's going to be just as fun. Okay. Let's get a little bit more on the rag here. Oh, let's wipe it clean. Careful not to let that go too far over the edge. Ah, it's so hot. Wow. This glue is unreal. Smelly too. I'm using a lot of pressure right now. Rotating my fingers because it's constantly burning my tips. Just on the tip, as Ray William Johnson would say, just the tip. Hopefully some of you got that. If not, watch his old videos. Wish he'd come back on YouTube. Oh, for his famous videos equals 3. Come on, baby. Yeah, we're almost there. Almost there, on the home stretch, guys. God, I hope this works. For all this effort and time. Finally, clean display. Oh! Like 20 minutes of cleaning. Just unreal, guys. Okay, what are we at on timer? This thing keeps on rotating backwards here. Okay, 8 minutes in. Good time to test, right? Right. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Okay, fingers crossed, guys. This paper thin display. So hot. Why do we keep on unplugging the power button? Makes no sense. Go away, glue. Go away, piece of glue. Got any glue here? Nope. Make sure there's no glues in your connectors. It'll make your life miserable. Oh my gosh. I think we got it this time around, guys. That's what I thought. Just needed lighter scrubbing and a flatter surface. Looks perfect. All right. Now, for this guy's passcode, I don't know where his paperwork is. That's fine. We don't need to test the whole thing. Okay. Good enough. We got it working, guys. I knew that would fix it. Well, I didn't know, but I was a little scared. It's okay. This business can be a scary business. Okay. Set that aside. Now we're going to bond. So I like to get a little piece of wood and then a rag that I like using for glue. Just always make a new spot for the whatever new display you're working on. And then let the cables hang over the edge like so. Okay, so it's a little fluffy, but what happens is the rag will actually absorb your glue, your excess glue. Okay, so get a new microfiber rag. I forgot to tell you guys, you can get this at Sam's Club or Costco or online. I don't know where you can get them online. I think Foam Fix Pro or something like that. They sell really good finishing rags. They're actually a little bit better price, but I don't know, I like mine. So a few imperfections here, a few scratches just from cleaning. That'll all be covered up. There's an actual ding in the LCD from the initial crack. That's crazy. I'm surprised I didn't break the LCD. So that's how easy these things are to break, guys. A little ding in the LCD just didn't spread, which it could possibly spread in the future. Not sure if I have enough glue here. I might have to get some more. Just push out a little bit initially so that way I don't have a bubble on the screen. Now I always buy OEM original glass, so this stuff is really expensive. It's like almost $20 a piece of glass. But you can almost hear the difference from like a junky fake one to, so that's the real one and that's the OEM one. Oh, I have some fake glass. So here's some fake S3. It's not as pliable, and this is just much stronger. It's hard to explain. You get a feel for it after the years. You can always tell which ones are fake too because the color's off and just doesn't feel right. So always go for OEM glass, and if you can't find it, you can always go and click on the links below and buy the glass from E-Trade Supply. E-Trade Supply always gives the greatest quality. They might not be the best price, but the quality is really there. I actually purchase from them all the time. Okay, so we got a few bubbles. That's fine. You just press really hard. Press, 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 press. Okay, now you're like, well, how do you prevent bubbles from coming back in? Well, that's because we're doing it on a rag. If you were doing it in a mold, guess what? You'd have bubbles that come back in. So it's not a problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is line up the glass. If you have a bright flashlight shining into your display, as I do right now because of the video, you'll be able to see the edges. And so you want to be able to line the black edges perfectly up all around. And if you don't do it perfectly, guess what? You're separating this and redoing it. Fortunately for you, this glue is much softer. You guys are always asking about glue, so I'll tell you which glue that I use. Just after I get alignment perfect here. I think I got it right there. I mean, it's so razor thin there that I barely have enough cord room. Okay, so we're gonna put it on for about 45 seconds. In the meantime, while it's sitting there for 45 seconds here, I'll explain the glue. Okay, so it's Loca liquid optical clear adhesive, and the type is TP-2500F. Now, if you get the other model of this, it's much harder glue, and it's like cleaning that off, and it's very hard to separate too. So I don't recommend getting the harder glue just because it's very hard to separate. But for warranty wise, it never comes back on warranty. Sometimes if you press too hard when you're doing this method, there's bubbles that can come about on the display itself, and you just have to redo it. But I only get that maybe 1 in 40 repairs. So, and I think the reason why it does it the most is because sometimes I let these go bad, or I do it too long, because you want to keep it this at room temperature. If you don't, then you could definitely have some problems. So what we're going to do next here is, after the 45 seconds, is we're going to take a clean rag and clean it off. And I'm going to go to the next part here. Okay, so this is the next part here, and the camera keeps on rotating upside down here. Goodness gracious, LG. And we're going to take a clean rag and some alcohol and acetone. Works a little bit better, I think, for what we need to do. So first things first is we're going to just clean the top off. And make sure we're still in the frame all the way here. If you let it go too long, this glue will get too hard to scrub off. But if you do it only for 30 seconds, the glue is very easy to remove off. So all your extra right here. Not too hard now, because remember, this display is paper thin. Okay, now that we got that removed, now we're going to do the other side. Lift it up, rotate it, and just wipe off. This should be wet still. If it's not wet, that means your life is very difficult. That means some light got underneath it, or you bonded it too long. I always use the bonding machine that you can buy at Sally's. It just rotates over on the top. You can buy the more expensive ones that are supposedly faster curing, but to be honest, 10-minute cure is not that bad when you're doing individual displays, nothing mass production. We're going to do 10 minutes on one side, and then just a minute on the other side, just this side here. We're going to put it for 1 minute. But before doing it for 1 minute, we're going to clean it one more time and then check the eye, okay? So you're going to look at your alignment and see how your alignment looks. It looks perfect to me. It looks like a brand new display, that's great news. So just go ahead and set your unit right there. And then we're going to bond it for another 9 more minutes. Running out of cord room here. Okay, so I'll come back in about 9 minutes, and well, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and rotate the display, and after it's fully bonded, then we'll come back to this. So our next step here, while that's bonding, is we're going to have to remove this motherboard. You know, I don't know why I just didn't start the recording over here. It would make more sense, right, guys? I don't really think things through all the time. Okay, motherboard's removed, and we're going to evaluate what we're doing with this adhesive. So right now, the adhesive looks fairly good. Just pushing it over a little bit here, and pushing this one up top a little bit, just flattening it out. So this is really sticky here, so that means we want to put some more sticky adhesive on here. But before we do that, we're going to cut off and clean this up a little bit. So we're going to get the 1mm tape for the side here. And we're going to get X-Acto knife when I find one. I'm going to pause it for a minute here. Okay. Let's try to zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see what I'm working with. There we go, that looks good. So this extra adhesive that's floated up here, we can try to fix it, or we can cut it away. Looks like cutting it away will be the best. Just watch out for that cable there when slicing the display off. Okay. I don't know if there's any fixing this adhesive or not. Doesn't look like it. Yep, that's ruined. I feel like I'm not going to be in the shot the entire time, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So nice and flat adhesive there. All right, we're going to clean off the old adhesive tracks along the side here. Probably should use acetone and not alcohol here. That's not going to do nothing. But yeah, just use your replacement adhesive, probably 1 to 2 millimeters on the whole entire phone if you need to replace the adhesive all over. It's called double-sided red tape. And then I'm going to use some bigger stuff in the center to make it sticky again. If you're trying to reuse the adhesive, just make sure you don't get your acetone on it, because obviously it'll make it not sticky anymore. Okay, so it looks like we got some nice clean edges. For some reason that top is irritating me. It's still pretty flush. This stuff is so hard to work with because it's just so thin. You gotta have some tweezers to work with it. Okay, I had to stop recording for a minute and run somewhere. Alright, so you need tweezers here to run this very than adhesive. Grabbing the edge is really difficult. Okay, and then we can get some 15mm tape here. Just fine. More is the better, I think. So we're just going to run it across the whole unit. Oh, goodness gracious. Too much stickiness. Just use a little acetone to clean your scissor blade. You can buy these really nice scissors at Home Depot. Don't buy the cheap ones. Spend $20 and get a good pair. They last a really long time when you do that. There's the actual battery itself. Okay, let's go ahead and peel the tape off. Like I said, I had to leave for a little bit, so I've already got the 10 minutes done on the bonding, and I already did the minute on the other side. So what I do recommend is heating up the adhesive, the old stuff, so that way it becomes really sticky. And then on your old display, you can heat this up on the hot plate, so that way the adhesive is really sticky as well. So get your heat gun. Just always throw it on 900 and just high. Just gonna warm it up enough to not to touch the whole thing. If you want, you should always check your touch cables before gluing this all down. I'm pretty sure I didn't cut the touch cables at all. But if you did, you definitely want to replace them at this moment right now. So I'm just filling it, make sure it's getting really sticky now. It's going to be a little hot to touch. So you just gotta be careful not to burn yourself like I'm doing now. Probably some gloves would be nice. I want to do this quick while it's hot. Obviously the reason why we're doing this is so that way it has a good stick on it. Wow, that's incredible. Comes out near perfect, not as thin as I'd want it. It is lined up in there perfectly, but I think the Loca is a little bit too thick, slightly too thick. Probably doing it Oka would be the best way to do these ones. Okay, and then we're just gonna put it together here. Now, so for the sake of the video time, we're going to go ahead and pretty much skip through most of this stuff. So that way you guys can see it work. And that way I don't have to make another part. Just want to mention that this little thing bent, and I had to bend it back, the actual connector there. So be really careful, they're super delicate. What a pain, you have to put all these in at the same time. If you ever need to watch my reassembly video, just watch it on my other Galaxy 7 video. It should be on part 4. Okay, that's nice and hot and it'll stick on there really good. As you can see, everything is functioning. It's the same screen, same thickness. As you can see, it's a little bit on the thicker side, but overall a really good quality repair. Everything looks really good. And yeah, so yeah, this is Galaxy 7. Thanks for watching, guys, and you have a great one.